So here's the deal. Edison came out to this site in Murrieta, a brand new construction home, and quoted the homeowner over $100,000 just to bring power in. That's not even building the house. That's just to run the lines, drop a new transformer, and make the connection. And honestly, who wouldn't stop and rethink their options after hearing that number? The homeowner happens to be an engineer, and years ago he put in his own solar system using SMA America equipment. So naturally his mind went to, why not off-grid? Technology's changed a lot in the last decade, and he figured maybe it's time to see if it's possible. The contractor working with him is someone I know and have partnered with on past projects. Not off-grid, but he trusts me enough to say, hey, you should give Dale a call. Now, I don't usually go around advertising myself as the off-grid guy, but I follow these products closely. Fortress Power, EG4, Solarc. I keep my ear close to the ground. And if you followed my channel, you know I've had some amazing conversation with engineers in the past. Shout out to Alex, who used to work at Fortress Power and is now over at Enphase Energy. He's probably one of the sharpest people I've ever interviewed over the years, and he even had Fortress ship me a system to check out firsthand. That stuck with me. So Fortress Power was immediately my first thought for this homeowner, especially because they're one of the only companies that doesn't slash their warranty if you're running their equipment without a grid connection. But the client also asked me to take a serious look at EG4. So that's where this consultation turned into a real feasibility study. Let's start with the site itself. This is no tiny cabin in the woods. It's a massive home, about 4,500 square feet, not even counting the garage. Luckily, the homeowner had already done an energy audit on the proposed building, which saved me a lot of guesswork. And here's where things got real. In the winter, the estimated consumption came out to 51 kilowatt hours per day. And in the summer, when the air conditioning is blasting, that number jumps to 148 kilowatt hours per day on average. To put that into perspective, the average California household uses around 18 kilowatt hours a day. This place is eating 8 times the state average. We're talking heat pumps, zoned HVAC systems, induction cooking, lighting, appliances, and an electric vehicle. It all adds up fast. So I knew right away if we were going to design an off-grid system, it needed to deliver a ton of raw power, and it needed to handle serious locked rotor amps when big equipment kicks on. I began with the solar layout. This architect had planned for 72 panels, but like most architects, they were working off of outdated dimensions. After scaling it properly, I found we could realistically fit 67 panels. For this, I chose the QCell Q.TRON 430 watt modules. If you're not familiar with them, check out a past video that I've published on them. They're affordable, high performance, low degradation, made in America. I mean, what more could you ask for? I went with 67 of these panels, giving us 28.8 kilowatts of DC power and around 40,000 kilowatt hours of annual production. To give you an idea, that's more than 6 times what a typical homeowner in California uses in an entire year. And in the lowest production month, December, we're still looking at about 83 kilowatt hours per day. That's enough to cover the winter average load if we size the storage right. And that's where the inverter and battery choices come in. My initial focus was Fortress Power. their EG4 12 kilowatt hybrid inverter. It's designed for off-grid, supports parallel stacking, and pairs nicely with their eFlex and eVault batteries. But the star of the show for me was the eForce 28.8 kilowatt hour stack. My design started with 2 EG4 inverters and 3 eForce stacks. That gives the homeowner 24 kilowatts of continuous AC power and 86.4 kilowatt hours of storage. Enough for a day and a half of autonomy in the winter. More than enough in the summer when solar production skyrockets. And the June's estimate hitting 156 kilowatt hours a day. Charging up that battery bank while running an air conditioning and an EV charger wouldn't be an issue. The catch with Fortress was the LRA rating, 83 amps. For a system this size, that's on the lighter side. With multiple HVAC zones, it raised my eyebrows. That's why I recommended considering a third inverter if the budget allowed for it. 3 units would push up to 36 kilowatts of continuous output and about 249 amps of surge capability, which is a lot more comfortable for those big loads. The system price for this setup installed would come in at around $137,000. Add that third inverter to increase the LRA and you're closer to $147,000. Not cheap, but considering Edison's quote for just running wire was over $100 grand, it's a serious alternative. But then there's EG4. This is where things got really interesting. The homeowner was already doing his research and was looking at their Flexbox 21 and GridBoss MID, but those aren't really the right fit for an off-grid system of this scale. Digging deeper, I found their LexPower based models from EG4, the 6000 XP and the 12000 XP, both designed specifically for off-grid. And here's where EG4 completely blew me away. The 1200 XP carries a locked rotor amp rating of 195 amps. That's higher than the Tesla Powerwall 3, which maxes out at 185. It also supports up to 16 units in parallel, and this is the kicker. The batteries can be shared across multiple inverters through a common DC bus. That means whether you're charging or discharging, all the inverters and all the batteries are working together seamlessly. That's huge. So my recommendation on the EG4 design became 3 of the 1200 XP inverters paired with 6 WallMount All Weather batteries at 14.3 kilowatt hours each. That nets us roughly 85.8 kilowatt hours of usable storage and an incredible amount of surge capability. With 3 inverters, you'd be running 36 kilowatts AC continuous, and you'd have more than enough raw horsepower to keep that house operating almost like it's on the grid. Sure, you still need to be mindful, but in most situations, the family could run heavy loads comfortably without thinking twice. Now the best part, the price for this configuration was noticeably cheaper, coming in at around $90,000 for all of the equipment, modules, batteries, inverters, and installation. That's $10,000 cheaper than bringing in utility from Edison. Not something I was expecting, and I'm sure neither were you. Now, installation is its own animal. There aren't a lot of contractors that specialize in off-grid systems of this scale. It takes a combination of skilled electricians, solar installers, and sometimes even a generator specialist. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'd be the one pulling those people together to make it happen. That's part of what I do when you hire me. I take the complexity of your shoulders and put them on mine. I talk to the manufacturers, I do the design, I figure out the equipment, and then help line it up with the right team to build it. So Fortress Power versus EG4, two very different approaches, each with their strengths. Fortress brings proven reliability, strong warranty support for off-grid applications, while EG4 brings raw power, flexibility, and some innovative features that make it really attractive for large homes with heavy loads. And at the end of the day, it's about matching the right technology to the lifestyle and expectations of the homeowner. This is what I do. This is why I'm a consultant, and this is why I'm sharing this story with you. I'm not here to sell you the same cookie cutter system that 1,000 other sales reps at your door are pushing. I'm here to design something tailored to your reality, to walk you through the options, to show you the numbers, and to help make sure it gets built right. If you want support with this kind of work, you can schedule a consultation with me directly using the link down in the description below. I can create you a quote from Axia by QCells so you can have your traditional system, or if you just want to review quotes with me that you already have, I'm here to review them with you. You're welcome to drop a donation as well to help keep making these deep dive videos. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because the more people that understand what goes into these systems, the more empowered they are to make the right choice for their homes. I'm Dale with Renewable Innovations, your trusted consultant, and I'll see you in the next one.